trying to make it perfect this time. I've made it so many times, trust me.
Hey guys, Christmas is coming, and every Christmas I love to make this icebox cookie recipe that I found on YouTube. I'll link the YouTube video that I follow, and even though it's in grams, I'm going to eyeball it and hopefully it'll work out. I will be adding my own twist to it, like adding matcha and cocoa powder / hot chocolate powder. The colors are perfect for a Christmas tree. I'm using unsalted no-name butter. It's currently the best price in the market, and I'm putting half of it, which is 1 cup of butter. So then you use your fork and break them into cubes of some type of some sort. If it's too hard, then you can get a knife, but I've broken knives before doing this. Let's get 2 forks going for double the productivity. You want to mush it up because that's what's going to give it the hold and texture. You can't just melt it. If you can see it, it's still clumpy but smushed. Take our sifter to sift some icing sugar. Instead of 120 grams of powdered sugar, we actually have to put a little bit more. So I just eyeball it and think, since this is 1 kilogram, how much is 150 grams? And you sift it in. Look how cute this is. This is actually so therapeutic. If you can see the icing sugar falling down like snow, which is very Christmas. We're trying to make it perfect this time, so we're going to actually sift everything that goes in. Also, you have to do it in this order. I've made it so many times. This order seems to work the best for me. Now that the butter is decently coated and pretty mashed up, we're going to move on and add vanilla, salt, and egg yolk. We're going to start liquefying it. We're basically flavoring the butter first. Oh, that's too much. Hopefully that doesn't change the taste. Vanilla, let's go. We got, this is fancy vanilla. Fancy. Smells really good. Very alcoholic. But it says we put 3 grams of vanilla. And this is in milliliters. So I'm just going to put a lot. I'm going to add my egg whites to this and add the egg yolk into this. Let's go. The old school way from when you played Cooking Mama. Now you just mix it until it's decently mashed. Kind of looks like mashed potatoes, but it should be stiffer. Now we're gonna add the dry ingredients. You take out your sifter again. There's probably leftover sugar, but that's okay. And then you're gonna put your flour. For the cake flour, I'm just using regular all-purpose flour. It works the same. This is going to make up the majority of your cookie. Put in as much as you can. And it's okay if it sips over. Like this. Empty it a bit. I'll add a little bit more. Add your baking powder. Put your baking powder, however amount you're supposed to put it in. Add a bit of almond flour. It looks like the ratio should be smaller Just make sure the dry ingredients don't ratio the wet ingredients, because then it'll just be dry. I think that's the best you could do. Now we mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. And that's it. Once you mix it long enough, it'll become this dough consistency. And you can split up the dough, knead it a bit. I hate kneading things, so I kind of use the fork as long as possible. When you start seeing this crumbly consistency, you're on the right track. You just have to keep kneading using your fork. It smells so good because it's just sugar and butter. Since we're making Christmas trees, we need green, which is what I'm going to use the matcha for, and brown, which is what I'm going to use this cocoa powder for. And I'm just going to leave one batch of yellow or dough color. It's ready for the coloring or also the taste. Matcha. I love matcha. I can't believe some people don't like matcha. They say it tastes like leaves. But I love leaves, so. So put in as much matcha as you think you need. The more matcha you put in, the more matcha flavored it's going to be, but also the greener it'll be. So I'm gonna put a lot. I've also prepared the chocolate version earlier. Instead of putting matcha like this, I put cocoa powder. Once you hit this consistency, you're gonna have to start kneading it. There's no other way. So wash your hands. When it gets too sticky, just wash your hands in cold water, dry it, and then it should be good again. And try to minimize the contact because of how sticky it is. I like to round it with my fork first before I touch it with my hand. I'll just put it in the fridge and come back when it is cold. Hope I don't get salmonella from that. And fun fact, the reason these are called icebox cookies is because you use the fridge, which is also known as an icebox somewhere once upon a time. So I'm just going to jump straight in, put this on. Wow, it's hard like ice cream. And we have to shape it downwards. It's very hard. I think I might have put it in too long. We need to think in prisms. Whatever you want to make, multiply that by like infinity or something and picture how it would look in 3 dimensions. Since we're making Christmas trees, we're going to make a triangular prism. Flatten the faces a little. It's a triangular prism. When we cut it like this later, it's going to turn into slices of triangle. Trust me. I'm gonna use another parchment paper to hold it. Okay, now we're going to move on to the brown, which is the base of the tree. We have a decently rectangular prism. And when you cut it, it has this clean bottom or face under it. And we're going to use that as the base. It's melting. Hopefully it's not melting for you. And it's kind of too long. I'm putting the base of the Christmas tree on the bottom of the triangular prism. Add some water to make it stick. wrap it with your parchment paper until you keep the shape that you want. We're almost done. Now we want to add a yellow star, but not really a yellow star because we don't have that ability here. Top of our tree, so the opposite of the trunk, just like this. Like this. We want to round it. Now we're going to put it back into the icebox or fridge. I'm just staying on theme here. And then this should harden up for us to cut into slices. It's melting way too fast right now. Ta-da! It looks good. The first one will always be ugly, but since we're not wasting stuff here, this is how it looks. It looks like a Christmas tree. Wow. The trunk is kind of crooked, but I should cut it faster before it melts. These cookies are way too big. This one is kind of crooked. I don't know if you can see. We have to fix and shape this. Just make them thinner actually. The oven is preheated for 350 degrees and we'll bake it for 10 minutes and check on it. Can you tell it's a Christmas tree? Maybe from this end. Ta-da! This one is cute and tiny. I wish I made them all tiny because now they're like kind of big. A bunch of Christmas trees for Christmas and it tastes so good if you like matcha. Matcha and chocolate. Now let's put it inside the oven and then set the timer for 9 minutes. Could be worse. At least they're edible. Let me show you guys one. Oh my god. We're trying to make it perfect this time. I've made it so many times. Trust me. If you actually follow the recipe that I linked down below, you can actually make good cookies. It's edible. It really is. It's like crumbly cookies. I hope you enjoyed making cookies with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.